The Mets have won their first 3 games in the 4-game series against the Cardinals and have improved their record to 14-7, including a dominant record of 8-1 at Citi Field. So here are some takeaways that we have to notice. First of all, pitching for the Mets continues to be dominant. As you see in this game, everyone shuts them out. Kodai Senga's ERA is down to .79. We see Garrett maintain his perfect ERA. Minter's ERA is 1.93, so that's still very good. Diaz's ERA is still 5.19 as he gets his 5th save of the year. Looking at the hitters, we see improvements. Soto actually went 2 for 4 today with an RBI single and then another single. Pete Alonso goes 2 for 4 with an RBI double and a homer, so his hot streak continues. And we see Azocar, I think in his Mets debut, actually. I think that today was his first game as a Met. Yes, it was his first game as a Met. Previously, he was with the Padres. He got a hit in his first game as a Met. And again, the Mets were just able to shut the Cardinals down, limit them to 3 hits. However, of the hits, 1 was a single, 2 were a double from the same guy, Sasagi, who, and there were plenty of times where the Cardinals were within range to score, and they got stranded. This also happened to the Mets, but like top of the second, the Cardinals had a runner on third after a double on 1 out, but a crucial strikeout stranded the runner despite a 2-0 count at one point, and they then lined out to center field. In the 5th, we saw a double and then reached third on a wild pitch with no outs. However, there was then a critical strikeout and then a fielder's choice that resulted in an out at the plate from Luis Torrens, who continues to make good plays. And so the Mets kept them from scoring. In the top of the 6th, there was a single into center, but then a double play that sent the run over to third. A hit by pitch did occur, but the Mets kept them stranded at first and third. In the top of the 8th, the bases actually got loaded with 2 outs, but then there was a ground out to short that kept the bases stranded. So the Cardinals did at times get sort of threatening, but they couldn't actually win the game. And I'll notice that, we've seen many improvements in the Twins series because on Friday night, it wasn't so much so that the hitting was, the hitting was much better, but the pitching was worse. I mean, Peterson allowed 3 earned runs, and Brazoban, who earned the win, still blew a save and allowed a home run. As you can see in the game log, it does go down as a blown save, even though he earned the win. Looking at, this game even further, Peterson did not pitch well, but Kranick was able to prevent further damage and lower his ERA to 1.35. Peterson is 3.27. Brazoban's ERA did rise to 1.35 after allowing the home run. But we saw improved offense on the Mets. Lindor hit a home run, even though he was 0 for 4 in his previous at-bats. Soto hit an RBI single. Pete Alonso hit a triple and walked 2 times. We saw Vientos finally hit a home run in back-to-back games after he struggled in the first part of the season. Even Beatty was able to get a double. Even Tyrone Taylor hit an RBI. It was a very back and forth game. The Mets did leave more runners on base, though, but the amount of hits that they had were actually quite similar. We saw the Cardinals jump out to a 2-0 lead early on as the Mets just kept leaving runners stranded in scoring position until they mounted a rally in the fifth. Cardinals take the lead in the sixth, and then Kranick strands a runner on second. The Mets retake the lead, and it just goes back and forth. The Mets hit an RBI double in the eighth off Luis Torrens. However, in the ninth, the Cardinals tie back up, only for the Mets to take the lead and win it on a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth. And this game on April 17th has genius base running by Lindor, causing an extra run to score as he just runs between the bases. Canning earns the win on only one earned run as ERA lowers to 3.43. Diaz's ERA lowered to 5.7. That was still pretty high. Minter 2.16. Garrett was still perfect after this game. And again, we saw Vientos hit a home run. Lindor went 3 for 4. Soto's struggles did continue even as of this game, as he did ground into a double play and get out twice in two other ways. But even Beatty went 2 for 3 in that game. And again, this was a significant improvement from the previous series against the Twins, where just everything was melting down.